So for people who have questions about how this is going to work, go to LeeHaneyGames.com,
Yep.
and it'll give you a rundown of exactly how the event will be organized. And guess what? It will have the old school classical bodybuilding style testing. We're looking at symmetry, muscularity, posing. And we're going to have judges who really know what they're doing.
Yeah. Speaking about posing, the symmetry round, that's not included anymore in the pro.
Which is a mistake. That is a mistake.
Yeah, and
Symmetry
Milos,
should always be included.
yeah,
The
Milos,
waist, shoulder, taper,
yeah,
balance of the physique. That's what makes a physique beautiful.
yeah.
If not, you'll have a stage full of trolls.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Milos Sarcev has been preaching and preaching and preaching. And if you go look at his videos on YouTube, he goes way back 5, 6, 7, 8 years saying we need this round back in the sport because nobody can hide anything. You're there, perfect poses, front, side, you turn around again, the back, the other side. So that gives the judges an indication of what they're looking at.
Exactly. That's the way it was.
Yeah.
That's the way it's coming back. That's the way our show will be judged. And nobody will be standing there like they're on a Harley motorcycle and their legs roll out and looking all squat and weird.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. That at the moment they're talking about that a lot today. I don't know if you mentioned it. Did you see it, Eric? Talking about the
Oh yeah, I've seen it all over the place. I mean, it's become a big debate, and I totally agree that round is a very, very important part of the sport and should be back in there. And I also am disappointed that the posing round doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, that's
because it used to be judged as well. The posing round.
They don't judge
and we've discussed this on the show before. To me, Lee, I mean, I think that. You're on, you diet for a show, you get ready for a show. The amount of time you put into it compared to the amount of time you spend on stage is so little. And I think that obviously the mandatory poses, you have to go through that and you compare it.
Yeah.
But, during the posing round is when you get to really show your individuality. You get to, if you're smart, you can show off your strengths versus weaknesses. You could show off the beauty of the physique. You could show your, whatever poses you love. And I think that art is lost for the most part. And I really hate to see that because if you look back at people yourself, you look back at Lee Labrada, you look back at Muhammad Makawi, you look back at these routines that were literally like moving art on stage. And I think we've lost that so much. And I think that is part of what is making, and I love the sport of bodybuilding. I love it. It's been my life. And, but I think that for, to have more people interested in it who maybe are not part of the sport, you have to have some entertainment. And part of the entertainment of the sport is beautiful posing routines and, things that are not just background music and then hitting most musculars and waving to the crowd for a cheers and more, but something that actually like a Bob Paris routine, a Lee Labrada, where you're using the music as part of the movements of the body. It's not just background music. And I really would love to see, and maybe you agree with me, that if they're not going to bring, if they're not going to make that a round anymore, which they probably will never make it a judged round, I'd love to see more a reward for best poser trophies, maybe at shows, maybe a $10,000 reward or something, just to make the athletes spend a little bit more time on that art of the sport. So where you see people. Actually putting the time and effort into a posing. Because I remember when I would get ready for shows myself, I'd stop practicing my routine 12 weeks before. I mean, I was like, I wanted this thing to flow beautifully. And I won Best Poser Trophy because they had them back then. I want to put on a show for the audience of either part entertainment, but also part beauty and artistic, making an artistic endeavor. And that's because that's what is the physique? The physique is living art. It's living sculpture. And that's something that I really want to see back in the sport as well. I think that would elevate the sport.
That already happens at the Lee Haney Games. Yeah. We give Best Posing Award.
Oh, great.
And we also give Best Coaching Award. So we do that. We've also given Lifetime Achievement Award to like Linda Murray, to Robbie Robertson. So we honor those who've gone before us. Now, as I said, the Lee Haney's Classic Bodybuilding Championship will be the reset in the world of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know, although this year we're just amateurs for this time, amateurs, but we're looking to morphosize into something even bigger. So yes, that standard of symmetry round, muscularity round, and posing will be the standard by which our judges will look for at our show, period. And so you heard it from me. This is happening. We are the reset.
Yeah. And the way I said, sometimes you have to go to the past to correct the future. I always believe that.
You hit it right on the nail. Perfect.
It could be anything. It could be life. It could be politics. It could be what's happening now around the world. We have to sometimes turn on the television and look at the History Channel and say, wow, this already happened. We have to,
yes.
What did we do? You know, and bodybuilding is the same. People tell you, you guys of the 80s, 90s, 70s, always complaining, you know, the guys today are way better. There are good bodybuilders today. There's the passion. But you have to look back at what worked in the past as well and combine it and remove things from today and add these. And there are people that can do it. And I'm going to just say it. Some people are influenced and they're too scared to open their mouth to say, listen, we have to fix this. But I mean, I've tried many times, you know, but when you're the small fish in the sea, sometimes the bigger fish try to eat you, but I managed to, you know, get away. People have to come out and just say, listen, this is wrong. You know, you go to the powers to be and say, listen, it's wrong. We're going in the wrong direction. But